Hunty, Angelo was running that mouth. Running that mouth. Honey, the blogger who we discussed the other day that put out that interview with Angelo is still uploading more audio. Apparently the conversation got more into depth. We're going to discuss, and I'm going to give my commentary on what I heard. Definitely make sure before we get started you like, comment, and subscribe. And I hope y'all enjoy my commentary on this. Honey, all I can say is stop talking that blah, blah, blah. Hunty, if y'all don't know, I like Kesha music, honey. That's throwback Kesha. But anyway, y'all, this is getting out of hand. If y'all didn't see my video from the other day that, Angelo... basically, did Angelo get played? Y'all need to go look at that video because I set the stage and I start talking about what is going on. What I definitely want to say is that I feel like Angelo is definitely running around with a certain sense of naivete. Like, I don't understand if you feel so strongly about what happened to your daughter and everything you have, what your belief system is or your ideology is. Why are you trying to chop it up with K supporters as if you're gonna switch their ideology from what they think? In their mind, they're like, okay, irresponsible parents, they either calling the girls the yaddies, y'all know what they calling them, or HOEs, that's in groupies, and what their ideology is. So what, I don't understand, what was the point of just chopping it up with these people? And he done got caught up out there. This dude is putting all this audio out, and it's just really like, y'all, if y'all hear this other audio that was put out, the blogger is just, he's literally clowning this dude on an audio, because it's just like, what is your point? Like, what was his point? And the dude is literally on audio saying, like, why would he feel comfortable with me? Why would he trust me and I'm a stranger? And he's calling this dude brother as if he knows this dude. So on this particular audio, Angelo can be heard like, he's acting like he's like this teenage guy that's, trying to, fist pump and bump chest for like street cred. And honestly, he done lost all his street cred from the sounds of this audio. Like, he's running around like the old school ways of the streets apply, or the street code applies to today's relevance. Millennials and these people today, they don't care about that. They don't care what kind of work a person put in when they put in work in the street. Them dudes today is no loyalty. They will really do you wrong out here. And so he's on there, he's talking about, I was a millionaire, and trying to sound cool, and talking about all these street stories. The dude was like, how he's like, I love being a G. Like, he's just clowning him hardcore, because y'all know when Angelo talk, he kind of pauses or do those type of like sounds he does, right? When he's trying to explain. I don't know if it's like a stuttering type of thing, but when he's trying to explain himself, or he's trying to be impassioned from the audio and different interviews that you have probably heard from him previously, that's something that he does. So he's sitting there going over, his street credibility and what type of stuff he was, Baltimore know about me type of stuff. And the dude looking at him like, like he literally rolling his eyes. Like, he's like, dude, what do I care about that? Like, they don't care about what type of stuff is going on, like in every city. You know what I mean? He's sitting up there so much, I try to give respect to every city and, whatever. You seen them dudes that was with Tekashi, how they told them dudes they wasn't checking in nowhere. So it's like people that's really in the street today, they're not into that. Like chopping it up with different people from different places and trusting different people from different places. I don't know what that is. Excuse me, I'm telling familiarity is. I'm getting tongue twisted at the thought of this. I don't know what's his deal with that, but it's definitely like, why are you sitting there like you telling hood stories with these dudes as if they care? Now, he did say on that audio that was one of his mistakes he made, ego-wise, thinking that he could run around and, thinking that them people in Chicago was finna respect him. And they didn't care nothing about no Angelo in old Chicago. Come on. So then he, the dude kind of, brings into his recollection, who he is and, how he talks about how he was at the rally and stuff like that. And he brings up another K supporter. And, Angelo could be heard on the audio saying, yeah, he know about me in Baltimore, one call. And he just really out here trying to sound like hardcore, and it just was laughable. Like, I mean, to people that's probably really in the streets today, or people that's millennials, or just people who they know what's going on in the street right now, him and what he's doing is like, why are you trying to be cool or sound cool to these people on K side? Like, they don't care about that. Like, they literally have took this. It wasn't even an interview that he did with the dude. He just had a conversation and the dude recorded him, which Angelo says that it was recorded without his knowledge, but he recorded him, and it was just like, yo. And then, I'm a person that I can say, okay, when people making points, they making points. The blogger did have some points. Some points, obviously, I disagree with. Like, just because Angelo was talking to him and all of this stuff, that doesn't change what K is facing and what he's going through. But, as a K supporter, he did admit that K had a rap sheet. So why in the world would a person, knowing what type of reputation this person have, willingly or sign their daughter over to go and work with an individual that had that type of reputation, man? It's just. And then, Angelo starts talking about, I took accountability for my actions on, he mentioned Gayle King. And also, he was being very chatty about his conversations with Gayle King and what he told her. And that, to me, was very unprofessional. Like, if you're working with different people in the media, like, they don't really want you talking about what you talk to them about, especially if you talk to them or you gave them an exclusive about something. They don't really want you telling all of the business or the business happenings between you and the people for the interview to other people. I mean, it's just, it doesn't have a media professional type of look. Now, it's one thing if you're saying that, this said media group did something wrong or whatever, and you trying to prove something. But just to, they allowed you, or they, contacted you for the interview or whatever, they was professional with you. So to be talking about what y'all was talking about and what was whatever, and then had a public looking at it like, okay, well, what is this? Was you colluding together with such and such to get at K? That's how that look. That's why I'm saying, like, it's very obvious that this dude, he needs some type of publicist or whatever, because this hood street stuff he got going on, which is really lacking common sense, because it ain't even no street stuff, because there's a lot of people that move in the street that they are intelligent, they know how to move and maneuver, and they know how to present themselves professionally when it comes to the public. They may be, ratchet or whatever in the street, but they know how to present themselves in public. And this is definitely, it's a poor choice, because now, even though, Angelo is making a valid point, it's not okay for nobody to be messing with, certain people that's the youth. You get what I'm saying? And they, and they where they at. They at the place in their life where they at, and the youth is at the place in their life where they at. That's the PG-13 of what I'm trying to say. So Angelo has a valid point about that. But what the man was, or the blogger was able to do is say, well, you hollering about that, but you yourself didn't ensure that your daughter was okay. And when he asked him that, right? When he asked him that, he was like, well, why didn't you go and make sure that that your daughter was good? And he mentioned other artists that did make sure their daughter, or their kids was good. Like, they mentioned how Bow Wow mama was with him. Brandy's mother was with her. Chris Brown mother was with him. So they like, why would you, co-sign or sign over, your right and have somebody else watching over your daughter instead of it being you? He said on the thing, y'all, this is why they say you have the right to remain silent. Anything you do or say can and will be used against you. Whether it be in the chancery, darling, when they be having them gatherings, or whether it's just public opinion. Now these folks is able to twist everything this dude said, whether he meant whatever by it or not. Because sometimes when you be talking, sometimes you can mean one thing, or what the Lord say, out of the abundance of the heart, that's what the mouth speaks. So things that you say could be something that's subconsciously something that you really felt. And it's not looking good. This whole situation is not looking good, y'all. He done slipped up on his stuff and said a lot of stuff that got a lot of people that was once in support of Angelo side-eyeing him to the hill. I'm telling you. It's been mad people that been sending receipts and da-da-da-da-da. And I can't even tell you everything that I've received in my DMs, because people are looking at old boy with the side eye. They like, why would this dude get up here and talk to a person that he did not know, a stranger, about his personal business? This ain't even no snitch type of time. You would be better looking like a snitch talking about somebody else's business. You got up somewhere talking about your own business, talking too much about your own business. And this dude was able to, accomplish what, ultimately he was probably trying to set out to accomplish anyway. He claims he's a K supporter, so that was one of his goals, to make K look in the light, or, to lend a hand to that narrative K trying to paint. Also, to get social media credibility off of it, in which he accomplished. So, pretty much, the commentator or the blogger starts talking about karma. And how different stuff come back around to people. Honey, people was all in that comment section saying it. They was like, this is his karma. They feel like his motive, or Angelo's motive, was money, because of him on the audio saying that I paid K to do a song. Y'all, it just was bad. It was bad. I don't know what he thought he was accomplishing talking to this dude. I just don't know. But the dude, oh my goodness. Speaking of that, yo, he was sitting there going into, how his street cred was. And he was saying, I don't know if my phone is tapped up right now. The commentator or the blogger stops the audio and says exactly what I'm thinking. He says, then why the blank are you talking, dude? I was like, yo, this is wild. Do y'all see now? It says now unlimited talking time or something on here. Like, this is what this dude, he is unlimited running that mouth. Running that mouth. Jabba jaw. Talking a whole lot. It was just, let me break down some parts that I thought that he just was talking way too much on, right? So it was a part on there on the audio where, he is steadily shading Tim and them. Tim and them, y'all know the father of Joy, he steadily be like, I ain't like the such and such. You know, they ain't like me. They ain't got my same situation. Why do you feel the need to be immature and say that? Like, if y'all are separate, then be separate. Yo, like, move around. Talk about your stuff. Like, it's like he always tries to, I notice now, you know, put them in what he's talking about. Nobody will be talking about them. Like, the dude or the commentator is just talking to him about his situation with his daughter and Kay. He's involving them like, oh, I ain't such and such. They ain't where I'm from and da-da-da-da-da. I'm like, where's this shade coming from? And him trying to say that he was the first to put, you know, this whole, I guess to get the ball rolling, or to try to imply that he was the first to get the ball rolling with this whole case situation. And it's like, we clearly know that publicity-wise, or people who really got stuff popping, I'm going to have to say it was Tim and them, because that is when a whole bunch of people started, and I'm going to have to say it was the movement of people who was first trying to get stuff muted and stuff like that. I'm going to have to say those two parties, because we didn't really even know about AC until this year. Okay? We didn't even know about Angelo until this year, really. If we really talking about from a publicity standpoint. That's not to say he may not have been putting in work, but it's just media-wise, a lot of things don't get rolling until media gets behind it or the public gets behind it. So as far as media-wise, the family that I seen that was at the forefront of that, I'm going to have to say, in my opinion, was, you know, the group that wanted to, you know, stop Kay's music and stuff from being circulated. It was them. And also, it was Tim and them, from what I seen. When they was standing outside their house and they was on the news, and Johns Creek, and the helicopters and stuff was going around, and them being on social media, and everybody was like, who is this dude, Tim and them, outside his car with this baseball bat? And that whole intervention video that they had with Joy. So a lot of people remember them in the media stuff that they was doing that had got the ball rolling. Now, that's not to say that Angelo and his people ain't put in no work, but as far as media presence and getting the ball rolling on a media level, because, you know, typically stuff don't get rolling until you see it on the front stream media. That's when stuff, people start looking into stuff and that sort of stuff. So I'm just telling the truth on that. You know, or my opinion and telling what I saw. Now, it was a part on here that had me, like, what was going on. So, Angelo was shading Tim and them, and he like, I don't come where, you know, they don't come from where I come from. And the dude or the blogger stops the audio again, and he's like, I don't come from where you come from either, but I would have never been comfortable sending my daughter off with nobody. Period. Like, it's just like he's out here trying to sound cool, but really sounds goof troop or goofy. Like, it's not coming off in the street way he expects it to come off. It's not the way he be maneuvering around here is not coming off the way that he is expecting it to come off. He be trying to sound cool, and to people that's really hip or really that be peeping game, they looking at him like, what? So, you know, the dude is saying, like, you sitting up here talking about these people, but you the one who sent your daughter or co-signed your daughter off to go off with this, you know, with Kay, who's a grown behind man or whatever. So he starts talking about, you know, he says, well, why, the commentator or the blogger says, well, why would you send your daughter with her grown behind body? And this is the type of thing that I was trying to, you know, express to y'all on the last video where I talked about, you know, Angelo and him saying he wanted to create an army and he wanted to insulate his daughter with people. And it was so crazy because it's like, so you insulating your daughter with people that was loyal to Kay. They have a loyalty. They did not want to disappoint Kay. That's why they was doing certain stuff. Like the manager who went and got the marriage, the ID for Aaliyah because he didn't want to disappoint Kay. and all of that, so that she was able to get a marriage certificate with Kay and all of that. So these people, they have a loyalty to this dude. You see these supporters, they have a loyalty to this dude. So there's nothing, if you're not for what they're doing, why go and try to conversate with people that you know is against your ideology? I just don't understand that. So the dude is just, he's saying what I was saying, like, you know, your daughter is a woman, very attractive, you know, very feminine, which is, you know, if a male is sniffing around, you know, you talking about people that's similar to the personality that is Kay. So if Kay finessed the situation, what make you think that these other guys is not looking at the attractiveness of your daughter? And his rationale was, oh, she didn't have a mature body at that time. She was lean. Like, sir, it don't matter. She still is feminine. She still has women femininity, if you get what I'm saying. Like, that people would want to, if they wanted to finesse, they would try to finesse that. Like, men really, you know, when it comes down to it, a lot of men will, you know, mess with who they want to mess with, regardless of whatever type of, you know, curves or curvaceousness is there, or whether the lack thereof, whether they not there or not. So obviously, if there was people co-signing what Kay was doing, then there's people that is in agreement with the type of time he's on, and they could be just as shifty as Kay is. Like, I just didn't understand that, yo. And then he just was telling way too much information, like way too much of his business. Like, I mean, there was a part on here where he mentions that, or Angelo mentions that, because they're talking about, you know, as Reed not necessarily want to deal with him, and you know, the guy is trying to use the whole argument that they're using, you know, these are grown women and you gotta kind of let your daughter make her own choices type of stuff. And you know, they're talking about Kay taking Asri away from, you know, her family. So Angelo, y'all not gonna believe this, mentions how he took his wife away from her family, and the dude once again stops the audio. Like, it's like, if y'all could hear a DJ scratching the little record, that would be that part right here where it stops right here. So he's like, wait a second. So you saying that you took your wife from her family, and you surprised that Kay took your daughter from you, and you sitting up here. He said, so you thought you won that situation, but you eventually lost this other situation that you in now. So he kind of was trying to form it like it's a whole karma situation for that. And it was like, why are you up here trying to sound cool to a K supporter? Like, I just didn't understand the naivete. Like, I just don't understand. Like, you're trying to, and once again, you know, Angelo did have rational parts about, you know, it's not okay for an individual to do what Kay was out here, or the type of time that Kay was on. It's not okay. And he was basically trying to explain the different, you know, regulations and stuff that they have in place and what it means. But those people that are Kay supporters don't care about that. As I said, they be thinking these women is out here yaddy. You know what I mean? Or basically thinking these women are groupies. So to try to rationalize with these people, and the blogger that was also a K supporter, he was basically trying to get, you know, I feel Angelo to say that he was wrong for sending his daughter off. And, you know, Angelo, you know, basically replied to it like, you know, she wasn't, you know, by herself. She was with somebody, but that somebody was, it had to be somebody that was more so who had loyalty. Once again, it's the same situation we talking about today. who had a loyalty to K some type of way, because that's how that was able to happen. Like, and another person is not going to look out for you or your number one better than you are. So it's like, I guess the commentator or the blogger was trying to get him to see that. He was trying to get him, I guess, to take some type of accountability or whatever. And I think also the blogger's ultimate goal was to play into the narrative that I said that they making for K, or K is painting, and that's just like what people have been saying. Like, what people want the narrative to be is like, oh, some of these parents was after, you know, money and different stuff like that. So pretty much, to me, I think it was, you know, this whole situation was crazy. I don't even know why Angelo talked to this guy. He didn't know this guy from nowhere. He didn't know him from like a hole in the wall or nothing like that. It's just, I don't know. And it was just like the way he's just running around chasing people as if to kind of have this cool guy image, or to be familiar with these people. It's just wild to me. Y'all have to, I mean, it's just, why be so vested and, you know, hey, all right, brother, and, you know, being cool and street and familiar with these people. I don't understand. It's clear what these people stand for. And it's like, why try to convince people who they've already made their mind up about this particular situation? You feel wronged about the situation with your daughter, but they don't feel that way. They feel like, due to your actions, this was all allowed to take place. Like, they feel like you gave certain permissions, and that's why all of this happened, you know. I personally feel like, even though I don't understand why some of these supporters are coming up under my videos as if this somehow negates the fact that K is not about to, baby, get up out of here or get up off of these claims. He's not, because at the end of the day, they're not even really dealing with K for Joy and Asri. They're dealing with K for other things. And then too, I think that there's still other stuff going on. That's why TS was quiet. He said he was being quiet because it's a FED situation that they're looking into, and then there's a state situation that they're looking into. So he's trying to not really be too vocal on social media, but he definitely made sure he said what he needed to say as far as getting them people off his back, and you know, getting these people to stop putting out, you know, real wild, reckless stuff on him and his family. And that's what the blogger was trying to ask Angelo. Why are you doing all this talking? You talking about your line like you tapped up, and you doing all this talking. Like, it's just, y'all let me know. Did y'all see the other audio that came out? Like, how long was you on the phone talking to this person, that this person got this much audio on you? This is somebody that's way too trusting of different people in the public. And, you know, he's saying that he's concerned about his daughter. You know, any parent would be concerned about their daughter. But he need to be concerned about also himself and who he's trusting. Because clearly, the lesson of trusting no one is a hard lesson that he has not mastered yet. Because it got him, I'm telling you, it has people side-eyeing. The messages and different things that I've received where people like, yo, like, this is wild, I'm looking at this like this. The public is definitely making their opinion. And the guy was saying it. He was like, Angelo been all over Twitter talking about him, but he's not a part of this situation. Angelo is. You get what I'm saying? So as a person that's a major person in this whole case situation, why would you be out in the public or talking to strangers to where they could put audio out there on you to make people question what you're saying. And your ultimate goal is, you claim to, make sure your daughter is cool, get her, make sure she's comfortable, make sure she's, back with her family eventually, and talking to y'all. I just don't understand how this was helpful. I don't understand how the shade towards TS and them is helpful. None of this is helping his cause at all. It just got him looking crazy in the streets. Like, I don't know if this is like a, what they call this, a midlife, when people want to relive their youth and stuff, what do they call that? Because it seems like he's running around trying to be street and trying to, talk about his credibility and all that. These folks don't care about that today. Oh, Lord. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. It's KingBritneyChanel. I'm up out of here. Definitely make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. And before I go, I'm going to tell y'all, like I've been telling everybody all this week, definitely make sure if you want notifications from this channel that you have the notification bell clicked, as well as all notifications set for this channel. And make sure that you are checking the channel frequently. I do put out videos daily, so that you can receive your notifications, because YouTube does have a new algorithm-based notification system where they are basing your notifications off of your visits. Excuse me, I don't want to get tongue twisted here. Your visits to different content creators' channels. They don't want to just spam y'all with notifications, because what happens is people, they subscribe to probably hundreds of people, and they're not going back to the channel. So they actually want to send you notifications from people's channels that you are frequenting. Okay, so with that being said, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below or in the chat, because I'm definitely premiering this today. This is wild. Yeah, I'll see y'all soon on the next video. Much love, y'all. Come shop with me now at my Teespring store, KingBritneyChanel Couture. I provide custom apparel and so much more for an affordable price. We have items like leggings, t-shirts, and hoodies. So thank you for shopping, and I hope that you enjoy. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.